So good evening, everybody. We'd like to welcome you to this evening's banquet. My name is Dan Thornton. I'm the MC tonight. How about that? Lucky me. I love the microphone. You're welcome. So, quick introductions. We have Molly McDonough. Molly, would you like to come up and say a few words? No, she's okay. Tori Lane, our JV coach. Steph Murray, the coach behind the scenes. Coach Bob Beaton. And Coach, what's his name? Coach McNamara. Hey! Everybody knows Coach McNamara. All right, at this time, I'd like to call up Chris Doyle for our invocation.
I'll give you 5 minutes to knock it off. I forgot my glasses. So thank you, Brian. Dan, whoever else. So a banquet invocation prayer is generally led by a religious cleric, such as a priest or rabbi. You guys kidding me? Banquet is generally for a specific event or cause, and the banquet invocation prayer often asks for the event or cause to be blessed. With that being said, I ask you all to pray to your God, your higher power, your belief in something bigger than yourselves, to continue to bless this unbelievably awesome group of people with health and happiness for all their days to come, and to overcome any obstacles in their way to achieve the success that we are celebrating here tonight. Thank you in the name of your God, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Well done, Father Chris. All right, at this time we're going to start with the meal, but before we do, I have 4 lucky seats next to me over here. And I feel like I'm on an island sometimes, but if anybody wants to sit with me, you're more than welcome to do that. Okay, we're going to start off with the girls. You guys can go ahead up there and grab your dinner. All you girls, come on, you're all on the same team. Same program, let's go. Start up with you guys, and then we'll just make our ways with the tables. We'll have something great to eat, and then we're going to have some great reflections on this wonderful season. Quickly, on behalf of the school district, just want to say my words of congratulations to the girls and the entire program. I get the fortune, and maybe sometimes misfortune, I get to see hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of games every single year. And there are teams sometimes you watch, and they have great seasons, and sometimes they're not the types of teams that you're particularly proud of, and maybe there's some few things that go on that make you a little discouraged or disappointed. But I got to tell you, from the bottom of my heart, this year with this program has been nothing but a lot of fun. You guys were so fun to watch. A lot of different personalities going to teams, and there's a lot of times there could be some drama, there could be selfishness that goes on, and I just was continually amazed, by the staff and the parents and the girls, that the season that you guys had, because it's not easy, it's difficult to play high school sports. There's a lot of outside pressures that go on, there's a lot of pressures in terms of school that you have, there's pressures in terms of what school you want to get into, or maybe I got to score a certain amount of points. But this is the most unselfish team I think I've ever seen, and you guys never seem to mind if someone scored 16 one night or someone scored 0 the next. And if you think people don't notice these things, they do. And just by reading your press clippings, or if you had an interview with somebody and you were always complimenting your teammates first, and that says a tremendous amount about your character. And you guys are state champs, and you'll have that for the rest of your life. but your character is there with the rest of your life as well. And so, we're really proud of you girls for the accomplishments that you had. And it was just really great to watch it from afar, if you will, for me, because it's pretty neat to watch the beginning of the season and you get to December and, there's a few fans in the stands, and Coach Mack will keep asking for a youth night, every night, so we can get more and more people in the stands. And you'll have those sleepy Tuesdays in January where maybe there's like a couple hundred people there, and our gate for the game was, $250. And then I think about the Boston Garden and $15 a ticket, how much the Boston Garden must have made that night. Because we really bring the fans that were there that night, it was tremendous. And that's you. They came to watch you guys, and they came to watch all of you. So I know there's a lot of youth that watch throughout the communities, and they're growing up, and it was really cool, to see Jess with her face painted in 5th grade, with Coley Vaselli. I saw that picture the other day, and I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. Because there's a 5th grader, or a 4th grader, or a 3rd grader who's aspiring to be just like you girls as well. So you guys do a great job, and I really, really appreciate it. So on behalf of Pawtucket, congratulations. So at this time, let's bring Father Boyle's going to come back up and give his reflection. They don't have to kneel. Stay seated.
Coach Max, a lot. Where'd Tony go? Come on, Tony. Nothing to say this time? Thank you, Mr. Thornton. Great words about a great team, a great program, each one of yous. With about 90 seconds to go in the game, Coach Max subbed out my daughter Madeline, and I was searching for a great angle to get a picture of Maddie coming off the court and sharing the success and completion of a journey with her coach, who she would walk through hell with 2 cans of gasoline in her hands for. And I had the perfect angle for a great shot, and Coach Leary and Coach Lovett, who were 2 superstars in this parent's eyes. I asked them what the odds were on Madeline crying as soon as she saw Coach Mack, and they said that Vegas wasn't taking odds on that one. Vegas ain't taking odds on me getting through this one without breaking down and crying like a schoolgirl. So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. All the coaches, celebrity guests, the Sears and the Roaches, who for a small fee will be signing autographs after the celebration this evening. Encourage everybody to go up and share in the wealth. Please stand up, girls. This celebration is all about you guys, your coaching staff, the hard work, the girls coming up behind you. This group, 4-time Cal champions. Not a lot of people get to say that. 2-time Spartan tournament champion, 2-time North sectional champion, Division II Eastern Mass champion, and Division II All-State champion, meaning no one was better than you guys. It certainly does have a sweet ring to it, doesn't it? You wonderfully savage young women, you are now officially defending state champions. That goes for you guys too. Please stay standing for one more minute. Look around this room, see your parents, see your coaches, see your friends that you bled for. See the girls coming up behind you that you have inspired, led to believe that they can accomplish what you guys have accomplished. And give them a round of applause for all your families and friends. To your athletic director, Mr. Thornton. Your videographer, Charlie. Julie Daniels and Julie Green and all the bus drivers that got you to and from your games. To all your parents and all the moms and dads who ran the snack shack, who did the stars, who put together this event this evening. They deserve all your admiration, thanks, and love, because that's what they gave you. You can clap for them. All right, you can sit down now. We're done with you for a minute. Rob Matthews, I almost forgot you, buddy. Girls, in case you were unaware, at the Songus and at the Boston Garden, your playlist was played. That didn't happen by accident. Mr. Matthews made that happen for you. To see the majority of 2012, the last state championship that Coach Matt coached, see them, the Pawtucket family, support and encourage you guys to celebrate with you and all the alumni that came before you. To support you through this accomplishment sums up the Pentucket family attitude. Look how far you've come. From 10, 11-year-old girls, like Mr. Thornton said, with their faces painted, cheering on all the girls that came before them, learning from them, watching what winners do, sacrifice, commitment, loyalty, all the great things that go with it. Awestruck by the girls on youth night, to the inspiration for the girls coming up behind you. You're a testament to the best words in the dictionary. Love, commitment, sacrifice, selflessness, accountability, integrity, character, talent, drive, tough, relentless, accomplished, champion. They can never take that away from you. You earned every one of those words. You are an inspiration to everybody in this room. Thank you for that. Certainly you coaches can disagree with this statement, but you girls did it right, always. You were expected to win this state championship. A burden placed on you by people who know and love the sport. People who recognized what a special group was born in 2001 and had produced. Little did anyone know you had shouldered that burden willingly. Girls who freight trained through all their expectations, setbacks, and burdens, even a cameraman to achieve their goals. Right, eh? Sounds like a good way to keep living your lives. This team, for all of you guys who don't know me that well, I've coached pretty much every girl in this room at some point. And every kid deserves a nickname. And you can't give yourself a nickname for all of you people that may have done that or been confused. And this team was called Alphabet Soup in my house. We had an A all the way to a Z. And a whole bunch of letters in between. Last year we asked if the captains had done a good enough job teaching this group of girls how to improve by 2 games to achieve the goal. Well, they did. This group of seniors has certainly done the same for you underclass women. Please don't feel any more pressure, but that means perfection next year. Sorry, coaches. No expectations. You seniors will all be missed so very much on a day-to-day basis. But with cell phones, social media, you stay connected to the family. You show up when you can. You keep it alive. You make them believe the same things that the girls who came before you made you believe. This is your responsibility to the Pentucket family. Emily E. Hardworking, intelligent, with a toughness that can't be taught. Best of luck to you in your future as America's first female Navy SEAL. Your alleged throat punch against Arlington County, which I thought was a great basketball play, by the way, sent this team on its magical journey. Your commitment to this team is a summation of Pentucket basketball. To come back from such a devastating knee injury and to spark the Amesbury win with your toughness is so very impressive. Thank you so much. Casey Snow, CSI, blood. Coaching you since 5th grade has been such a great joy for me. Your defense, your intelligence, your hard work, your commitment to your teammates and your friends. And those passes, how you even saw some of them is still amazing to me. Thank you for everything you've done for me, Case, and my family. I love you to pieces. Liv Cross, UConn. Greatest basketball game I've ever seen by a kid. Indomitable. If it needed to be done, Liv was always the one willing to do it. Block shot, defensive stop, rebound, or a big bucket in a big game. A great big with a heart bigger than her body to inspire the young kids coming up behind her. Such a great kid with such a great smile. Thank you for everything you've done for me, Liv. Jess, JG. If you ain't smiling, then it ain't fun. And if you ain't having fun, why do it? Probably a good mantra to live by if you're 18, maybe not so much if you're 50. So many more smiles from you than frowns. A testament to your hard work and commitment to your friends and your teammates and to the sport that you poured your heart into. Thanks for everything you've done to bring this team together like this, to enjoy this accomplishment and success. Don't do it, Maddie. Madeline, Mads, Maddie Pat, Maddie Patty, Mad Dog, 88 Doc, MD, Paddling Madeline home, and my favorite, number 2, the girl with a million nicknames. Wow. To see the fine young woman that you have become, to see you overcome everything that has been thrown at you, to hear all the great things said about you by all the good people along this journey makes a Da's heart swell with pride. Thank you for taking me along on this P-Tuck journey with you. I love you more today than yesterday, but not nearly as much as tomorrow. The Reverend Billy Graham said a great coach influences more people in a year than most people will in their lifetime. There's a great coach. And true words have never been spoken. Mrs. Mack, I got a great picture of you and Maddie. I'll be sending over. Thank you for sharing your husbands with us. Last year I said, Coach Mack cares more about these kids as people than he could ever care about them as basketball players. And that opinion has only grown by leaps and bounds. Mrs. Mack, thank you for sharing your awesome son with us and coming along on this journey. This is the epitome of the Pentucket family right here. Thank you to your children, Aaron, Corey, and Kelsey, for being such role models for all these children. For all the commitment and love and trust in the lessons you've shown these girls. The debt could never be repaid. To Coach Beaton and his wife Chris for all the support, love, coaching, and end-of-the-bench therapy sessions. If you take Blue Cross, I have the card on me right now. To Coach Beaton's daughter Amy for guiding these girls and helping them to reach their best selves. Your contribution is not lost on this group. To Steph, the opposite end of the bench therapist. You might have to split the cost with Coach Beaton. They can't afford both of you. Thank you. To Coach Torrey for always demanding the best of this group and all the girls you've coached and handing down that champion's attitude. Molly, such a great addition to an already awesome coaching staff. You can never have too many winning attitudes around. Champions all. It is contagious. To Coach Joe Teresi, who's not here. To Coach Ivers. I won't even try to say Steve's last name, so Samarian, is that right? That's not bad. And all the coaches who scouted for us. Thank you for helping these girls accomplish a lifelong dream. For helping to shape these girls into the fine women they have become. Girls, this is not the highlight of your lives. This is the beginning of wonderful lives. The groundwork has been laid. The best words lead to the best work, which leads to the best results. What you dream, you will work for. What you work for, you will achieve. And all your dreams will come true. To the girls coming back to defend this team accomplishment, please remember this. The wolf at the top of the mountain is never as hungry as the wolf climbing the mountain. But the wolf at the top of the mountain is well fed, he's well rested, he's battle tested, and he's wise. And he climbs up to the top of the mountain so he can see all his attackers. You achieved top of the mountain status. Now keep it. The tiger and the bear are stronger than the wolf, but the wolf doesn't perform in the circus. Stay out of the circus. Remember all the best attributes of this team and family. Improve on the shortcomings and hand down to your little sisters a dynasty a little better than was given to you. Thank you all for allowing the Doyle girls to be part of this wonderful family. I love you all very much. Strong Irish love forever. Thank you.
Yeah, that's it. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night. That's later. We're good. Just remember, we can do anything we want. We got the mic. Take it away. Okay, moving right along, we have Tori Lane. Coach Lane is going to come up. Reflections on the JV season. Come on up.
So I just want to start off by, I have quite the list of thank yous because this program does mean a lot and there are so many people that make it very special. So first thank you is to Dan Thornton, to TK Brackbill, Mr. Rapucci, for your pump-up speeches, and Kate the trainer. They really are essential in making this whole process seamless from the start to the end, until you become a part of this side of the world, you don't realize how much time goes into coordinating the schedules for the season. So thank you guys so much. Molly, thank you, thank you. Throwing you in here because you did the book not only for varsity, you signed up just to do varsity, but was like, I'll help you out and do the book for JV. So that really came in handy for me. You've been a great addition to this program, and I'm so happy to have your help and your friendship, especially on those long bus rides. Really appreciate it. Parents, thank you guys so much for, one, putting on this banquet. Wouldn't have been possible without you guys. And the countless rides, post parties, all the activities, team bonding, whatever it may be. Mr. Royal touched on a lot of the things that you all do, and it's true, you guys really are essential for us. I want to thank my mom and dad, although they're not attending the banquet tonight. They're a huge part of my life. They came to several games throughout the season, including my dad showed up for a couple practices. Sorry, ladies. He really has given me has helped me fulfill my dreams of coaching. So, and my mom's just the little cheerleader off to the side. So, love them, and I wouldn't be where I am today without them. I would also like to thank the athletes in front of me. It's really special to be a part of a program where everyone works together, works hard even on the long days. This is like the longest season you'll ever be a part of, so, and you survived. Between juggling the long days, tough weeks, snowstorms, thank God we didn't have that many, and balancing the student-athlete life, you guys did awesome. Kentucky basketball asks a lot from you, and you guys continually rose to the challenge. Lastly, I would like to thank the coaches, Mr. Mack, Coach Beaton, and staff. Kentucky basketball is truly blessed to have this kind of dedication, leadership, and coaching. Thank you for always guiding me in the right direction all season long and giving me this opportunity. You guys are truly, I know I can text you or call you anytime, and you will totally help me out through anything. So I really appreciate that. Your passion and love for the game is truly admirable and something that I have learned on for so long, so thank you. So my journey at Kentucky started when I was a student here, and when I graduated 7 years ago, I honestly, if you would have told me that I would be back here, I wouldn't have believed you. I thought I was graduating, running off, bye Kentucky. But I'm so happy I'm back because this has really changed my perspective of everything. And I've learned so much, not only about the sports that I coach, but the difference of what it is from being a player to being a coach. So, quite the opportunity. So for JV girls, this one's for you. Over the course of the season, you all worked really hard to improve your game as individuals, but you also came together as a cohesive team, which was really enjoyable to watch. I'm so proud of all of you. I pushed you really hard this season. I have high expectations for my athletes, and you continually rose to the occasion. And you all have so much potential. In the off season, dedicate your time to working out with everyone else. Work on the essential components of the game. Go strong to the hoop. Don't shy away. Go into it. Work on your jump shot, conditioning, whatever it may be. I believe that in order to become a great player, you need to not only push yourself, but push the people around you, your teammates. Encourage your teammates in the off season, stay together, and continue to push each other. The summer league is a perfect opportunity to start. So, I have a couple of things to say about each of you. Audrey. Being a point guard is a really difficult role to play in basketball, but Audrey handled it head on. She continued to work hard in practice to improve her game. It was really amazing seeing Audrey grow as a student athlete each week over the season. So, Audrey, want to come up here? Bethany is an aggressive basketball player. She's a player who puts in the time and effort in order to improve her game. Bethany has the ability and potential to take her game to the next level, and I can't wait to see where it takes her. Bethany. Hillary. Though she may be small, she is mighty. Hillary took on a role as point guard and ran with it, quite literally. She had a fantastic season, and I can't wait to see where her game goes. Hill. Abby Doobie. Abby is truly committed to the sport of basketball. She is a strong basketball player with incredible potential. She has an extremely bright basketball career ahead of her. Grace. Grace came into every practice ready to work hard. She is always eager to do whatever is necessary to help the team. Grace gave her best with every opportunity given in every game. Grace. Alyssa. About 5 minutes of meeting Alyssa, you could tell that she literally eats, breathes, and sleeps basketball. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if she goes to bed with a basketball next to her. She is a very driven competitor with incredible potential. I'm very excited to see where your journey takes you. Gabby. Gabby brings great energy and is always a great asset to the team. She is a true pleasure to coach. Gabby. Katie. Katie is one of the kindest girls I think I've ever met. She's always willing to help the teammates and help the team in any way. She works hard and is determined to make herself and the team grow. Katie. Lana has this spark in her that is truly amazing to watch a freshman have. She consistently gave 110% all season long and never gave up. She's a strong basketball player with incredible potential. Lana, you have a strong basketball career ahead of you. Sid. Sid here? Sid is truly a joy to coach. She gave us that spark on the defense that we really needed to turn the game around to our advantage. She is a smart player and is a true asset to the team on and off the court. Sid. We're almost there. Switch. Sam. Sam is a player who came into practice ready to improve her game every single day. She always tried her hardest. I'm excited to see what you can do in the off-season, girl. Jill. Jill played many roles this season. She was always willing to fill in whatever position she was put in and did it with a smile on her face. She brings great energy and spirit to this team. Emma. Emma is a feisty competitor. She is hardworking and truly a team player. She is always encouraging her teammates in a positive manner and is a great asset to the team. Allie. Though she didn't play much this season, Allie was a strong leader. I admire her dedication to the team and willingness to help whenever possible. Allie. Megan. Megan is a joy to coach. She had many great strides this year. And Megan tried this thing where I think I said the word smorgasbord. And she was like, what does that mean? So I tried to come up with words of the day to improve some vocabulary. SAT prep a little here and there. So Megan, you are an assiduous athlete.
Great.
Are you going to go look it up?
Yeah.
Okay. Very hardworking. All right, Elizabeth. After coming back from an injury last season, Elizabeth led the team with great passion. Her determined spirit and confidence was amazing to watch throughout the season. Elizabeth. Erin Muir is not here tonight, but she is a part of our team, so I just wanted to give her a shout out. But thank you, ladies, so much for allowing me to do my job and helping you guys out. It was truly a joy to coach you guys. So.
Okay, Coach Mack, you ready? It's your turn.
So I'm going to make my first sub of the night. Chris, will you come up and give my speech? Thank you for the dedication to the program and to the girls. Your passion is awesome. Shelly, I'm waiting for you to start coughing. But for the last month, I'd say, every time I went to say something to the team, Shelly started coughing. I don't know if it was a nervous tick but now you're silent, so that's good. I want to thank a few people. Thank to the parents for putting this together. This was outstanding. We still have more cake if anybody wants more cake. Somebody's got to take that home. Dan, thank you. I mean, what can I say? Dan does everything for the athletic program here. And his family left him in Worcester. No. He didn't have a ride home, so he had to take the bus ride home. What a ride, right? That was a special ride. I want to thank our superintendent in the back. I think that probably that refrigerator was here when you were here, so you knew enough to unplug it. The positive vibe you bring to the school is just so noticeable, such a difference. You came to so many of our games this year, more than the superintendents did in the last 12 years, so it really means a lot. Thank you. I want to thank Trish, where is she? There she is, for supporting me, putting up with me, and always being there for me. I know it's a long season, and somehow we survive it. And it was really nice having my mother back at a lot of the games this year. She made a majority of the games, so that was special. Not many people knew this, but she was detained at the Boston Garden by security. First, they found a water bottle in her purse, which she told them was for her pills. But she couldn't get through the metal detector. So she got frisked and set off to the side. She was pulling out her gum, her wrappers. She forgot to tell them that she has a metal hip and 2 metal knees now. So she almost missed the game, but she made it. And I think being at the Garden, the Songus, and in Worcester, we see the support we have from our parents and our fans. They're the best ever. I know we think they maybe take it for granted a little bit during the season, but when the big games come out, when the big games come around, they're there to support us. So girls, I know you've already clapped for your parents, but do it one more time. And I want to thank Julie Daniels. Julie was, where is she? Julie was our bus driver for a majority of our games, and I think she may have had the most fun on the police escort. You won't tell anybody you went through a red light.
Don't tell my mom.
Special thanks to the Roaches and Sirs. I know they've been brought up before, but you were a big part of this program. You are now famous, the face of the program. You mean so much to the girls, the parents, and the coaches, so thank you for being so supportive. It's really special to have a group like you. And thank you for taking my mother. We had a super scout this year. Where's Kyle? Kyle, stand up, Kyle. In the last 2 weeks of the season, Kyle went to Springfield, Taunton, Attleboro, Bridgewater. Those are not fun rides. When we went to the Garden, he went to Springfield to scout, with the risk of knowing that it could have been a wasted trip. But it wasn't, and because of that, I don't know, I read the Northampton newspaper, and their coach said something to the fact, along the lines of, every time we called out a play, they knew it and they were telling their team what to do. So they must have scouted us a lot. We had Kyle scout them once. And we had it all down for us. So when they called out 14, we could yell out flex. When they called out whatever, we head tap, whatever, UCLA. But it was all because of Kyle. So Kyle, thank you. My assistant coaches, Bob Beaton, the most loyal, supportive friend and coach that I could ever have, and we've been together now 12?
Actually, only 9.
9. It seems like 12. But he does, as Chris alluded, he does so much to prepare the girls both mentally and physically for this team. This is the first year, though, he actually made me nervous. First time he ever made me nervous on the basketball court. I think it was before our Tewksbury game, where he was out on the court demonstrating something, and he's running and cutting, and he's had his knee replaced 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks now, but I was so nervous for him. I don't know if he forgot, but he was out there because it meant so much to get these guys ready to play. So the only time I've ever doubted the decision-making process. But I wouldn't expect anything less from him. He's the absolute best. Bob, thank you. So these guys now know what it's like to have run out onto the Garden floor. Steph, were you the first or the second? Did you beat Katie out?
Oh, I was the first one.
Yeah. Steph was the first Kentucky player to ever run out on that Garden court back in 2007, the first team we had that went to the Garden. She is so supportive and dedicated to this program. She is our social media coach / expert, always finding out things that the other team is saying about our team, things we can use for motivation, and her pregame quotes, which I think she has them Can parents come by and see them if they want?
Yeah.
They're famous. She always puts up a pregame quote on the wall before every game, and they always define the moment. They always have a meaning, and the girls read them before the game. I read them before the game. I don't get to see them until she puts it up, so it's always a kind of a thing we do before we get ready to talk about getting out on the court. So, Steph, thank you for investing all this time in the program. Tori is a member of 2 state championships now. 2012 and 2019? 2019. One of my favorite memories of Tori in 2012 was there was a YouTube that went around of the girls celebrating on the court, and I guess that was at the DCU Center. And in the middle of the video, you can just hear Tori yell to her teammates, "Thank you for making this the best year ever." And that video, I think, is still out there floating around. So if you guys want to go home and check it out, but that has stuck. So thank you. Tori not only coaches JV, but she stays for a lot of the varsity practices. She's doing double duty, and it means a lot to have a former player come back and do that. So Tori, thank you. She came around for all the practices she cares so much about the team, so it's really nice. And then we have Molly. Molly's our official scorekeeper, as Tori said, and she did double duty as well, doing both JV and varsity. It's really nice to have her back in the program as well. And you guys can tell me if this is a coincidence or not. When we won the state title in 2012, we had a McDonough doing the scorebook. We had a McDonough doing the scorebook this year. Molly's mother did the scorebook in 2012, so we signed your option. You have to come back and do it again.
An Irish symbol.
When we're driving to the garden, we sit up front. The girls get as far away from us as they can. They're on the back. But it hit me how special this program is when I was sitting with Steph, Tori, and Molly, 3 former players that came back and helped this program to get better. So that makes a coach proud. So girls, thank you. I'll pick this up. I just want to say, and I hate to say this, but Trish is really my coach. Right?
Oh, we know.
No, you tell me she's the coach. You've been telling me that since a long time. And one of the things she always tells me, everything happens for a reason. She's always using that phrase with me. And now I've really taken that in. I truly believe that. And I think this year kind of sums it up. You guys know the story by now, that we have lost a player to a private school. I'll remind you that the second player that left was never in the program, so you can't lose somebody like that. So that loss could have been a negative. And I know a lot of people outside the program took it as a negative and kind of wrote us off. Well, Trish is right. Things do happen for a reason. We became a better team. Players took on bigger roles and responsibilities. We shared the ball better than ever. We played better team defense. We became a closer team on and off the court. I truly believe that things do happen for a reason, and I honestly don't know if we would have been as good if things didn't happen the way they did. So, Trish, thank you for... So the vibe and the tone at last year's banquet was a little different. I think I wrote down that I said this to you guys last year, don't let that loss define us. And I won't even mention the loss, you guys know which one. Well, it wasn't the Christmas tournament loss. But you didn't let that define you. If anything, it drove us. And it drove you guys right to a state championship. So I think that is, taking that burden on is pretty special. Congratulations. You guys were state champions on the court, but you were also state champions off the court. And I read this letter, and you girls already know this, but you guys, I read this letter to the girls the night before the garden. We finished our practice, and before we went home, I took out this letter, and I read it to the girls, and I think I'll read it to you parents now. I'm going to put on my dollar glasses. So, hopefully I can read this. All right. Coach, if the opportunity presents itself, could you please share this note with your team? Thank you. To each and every Kentucky varsity team player, my name is Jane Ciccone, and my 10-year-old daughter is a huge fan of your team. I just wanted to thank you for the confidence, the passion, and the work ethic that you model for her and countless others, talking about the team, each time you take the court. Watching you play your hardest each and every game takes my breath away. Not just because you are amazing, fierce athletes, but because you are inspiring a future generation of girls to be strong, powerful, and fearless. Bravery can be defined as showing up in the arena fully prepared, ready to give it your all, even when you don't know the outcome. In my eyes and Josie's, you embody that bravery each and every game. You can't predict that final score, but wow, you're not going home without a fight. Thank you for being brave. Thank you for being the beautiful, strong role models that you are. Thank you for inspiring Josie and so many others. You're each a true champion in my eyes. Much love, Jane Ciccone. So you girls were already champions before we went out and won a state championship. And that, for a coach, doesn't get any better than that. And parents, that reflects on you guys, so thank you for bringing up the girls the way you did, because this is a special group. All right, let me get to the players, and then we'll get to the highlight of the night and have the girls come up and give their... So I'm going to call you guys up by class, but why don't you wait and all come up together, and I can give you guys your what do you call these? Certificates. You guys have a state championship. You don't. I do want to say one thing about the JV girls. I know there's a lot of been talking, when you come to a banquet, it's the state championship, you get lost in the shuffle, but you guys had a great year. And honestly, I was talking with the coach of the team, Trish, and she agrees with me that watching you guys play, you guys shared the basketball probably better than any JV team we've ever had. You guys moved the ball past, you broke presses again when teams were pressing. It was really impressive to see, and you guys set the tone every night. When you guys came out and played hard and aggressive, and these guys were sitting in the stands, it carried over. So you guys had a great year. Keep working on your game. We'll send out stuff about the summer if you want to play. But thank you for setting the tone and having a great year. You really did have a really good year. So girls, thank you. So our sophomore group, pretty good group. Ariel Cleveland, she had a really good year for us. 7 points a game or so, but that doesn't really say what she did on the court. It was a breakout. She's going to have a breakout year next year. We've already talked to her. You may see her handling the ball, dribbling around the court, being our point guard. She's so talented in basketball, and as we found out, she can sing a little bit too. So we're excited and waiting to see her, and I know, talking to some of the other coaches, they're not too thrilled about next year and seeing Ariel on the court and on the ball for us. I'm talking about the other teams. Z, the end of the alphabet. Z really started coming on at the end of the year. As a coaching staff, we were so happy to see it. She had some really big moments for us. I think the Swampscott game, she came in and kind of saved us. We were sputtering. We couldn't put the ball in the basket. No matter how good a defense you play, you still need to score a few more points than the other team. But that game she played great, and it didn't go unnoticed. As a coaching staff, we can't wait to see you get out there and play this summer and next year. So Z, thank you. We've got probably our most athletic player, Greta. Where's Greta? Right? She makes passes in practice that the rest of these girls can't make. She'll make a play that we'll just look at each other like, wow. And I really think if she keeps working on a game, she's going to get a big chance to contribute next year. She had to sit back and watch Maddie, and that's, as a guard covering the ball, that's not a bad thing to have to sit back and learn from. So, Greta, we're expecting you to have a fun summer and come back next year and be ready to go. Our last sophomore is Megan. Megan gained a ton of experience this year. I think she sparked us in that first Masco game when we had like 6 points in the middle of the second quarter. But Megan came in and injected life in us. She blocked the shot, she had that hustle rebound, she turned the game around right before the half. And then in the second half, we got it going and we blew them out. If she continues to work on a game, I think she's going to be a force for this team next year. So Megan, sophomores, come on up. So our sophomore class is pretty talented, and our junior class isn't bad either. We'll start with Jelly. What do you need to say about Jelly? She was Cal All-League this year. People that still read the newspaper, she'll be in the Boston Herald and Globe as an All-Scholastic, which is a pretty impressive accomplishment. The first junior, I think, in Pawtucket to ever be recognized for an All-Scholastic. That theme, things happen for a reason. I think Jelly benefited from taking on more responsibility this year and blossomed into the player she's become, and I'm not sure that would have happened if things didn't happen the way they did. Unfortunately, we're going to expect more out of you next year. Hannah Lambert. Hannah just went about doing her job. Coaches, we really appreciate what she did. She made our team better. And she's very quiet, doesn't say much, but I know she's really dedicated to this team. And I actually saw it in school when I was in the hallway. I don't come over to the high school often, but I was over here one afternoon picking something up with Mr. Thornton. And Hannah came up to our assistant principal. You had your assistant principal hat on that day, I think, right? And asked if she could, she wasn't feeling well, I asked if she could, am I going to get in trouble with the superintendent? You might. Okay. Asked if she could go home and take a nap before basketball practice.
It was excused.
And Mr. Thornton looked at her and said, all right. So that shows you she had her priorities in order. So Hannah, thank you. Anna improved a ton this year. She played big minutes for us down the stretch in some really big games. Nobody plays the game harder than Anna. I don't know how she survives the season, to be honest. She hits the floor so many times. She plays with such passion and energy, and she's going to just get better and better. And we're looking forward to a big year from Anna next year. Did I get all the juniors? Oh, A was also Cal All-League this year, and so well-deserving. That theme, things happen for a reason. A also benefited from taking on more responsibility, and I think we all saw her game just rise to another level. She also became such a consistent player for us. Whenever we needed a big basket, it seemed like A got to the basket, drew a foul, made a drive for us. She's the toughest kid around, too. As Chris Doyle alluded to, she ran into that cameraman, bounced off the cameraman, hit a table. For 2 days, she couldn't turn her neck. But every time I asked her how she felt, she, good. That's all we can get out of her. She's already one of the best players around this area, and I know she's going to continue to work. She works her tail off. We're expecting you to be even better next year, so hey, congratulations. And now for our guests of honor, our senior class. Sophomores had a pretty good class, juniors had a pretty good class. These guys aren't bad either, huh? They get to go out as state champions. Liv, Maddie, Jess, Emily, Casey, I'm really going to miss you guys. It's a special group of seniors, an exceptional class, and I'm not just talking about basketball, more so off the court. So I'm just going to briefly say a few things. I really want you guys to get up here, but Emily, I think your story is the feel-good story of the season. Watching you get yourself back on the court was was inspiring to everybody around. Back to that things happen for a reason theme, I think you learn more about yourself because of this injury than you would if you didn't suffer it. You're now better prepared to handle adversity, and you're going to be able to handle anything that life throws at you. To watch you every day, Emily showed up every day for practice. At the beginning of the year, that had to be tough when she knew it was going to be a while before she could play. But she was there every single day supporting her teammates, working out on her knee, working her knee out, and then assisting us in any way she could, and being a leader. Watching her get back and contribute was truly inspiring in the short time that you were able to do it. And I know you weren't feeling 100%. She was another one when I asked her how she felt. Okay, good. But she never stopped working. Her goal to get back on that court was just driving her. I know whatever you do in school now, you're gonna, wherever you go, wherever you decide to go, you're gonna do well. And I think this year you probably can use as a baseline for the future. You were just, I don't have words to describe how special it was to watch you do this. I know Steph was involved watching your knee and stuff, but when you started with the layups on the first practice, going off the other foot or whatever it was, it's like, wow, how can you do that? And you just kept getting better and better to get back to play before. Her goal was to play senior night, and she got back before senior night. So that was incredible. So thank you. Casey Snow. Casey had some really important minutes for us this year. Such a big contributor to our success. Casey, not unfortunately, but she's a lefty. So anytime we played a lefty, Casey had to simulate being that other player. And we would do drills where we'd have the team go through the reps twice. Right? So there's 12 others, 24 times 24 reps. Casey had to go out and do 24 reps of simulating that girl when these guys are doing just 2 each. So, and Casey would just take it on, and it helped us so much preparing for that number 23 in Pembroke, and there were a bunch of lefties this year, so Case made us a better team just in that role alone. I was so happy, and I know the coaches were, to see her knock down that 3 in the state championship. I had Casey in my AP computer science class. Did you guys know that? Did I ever tell you guys that? Yeah, she was in my class. So I know what type of student she was. And she passed the AP exam as a junior and got, probably, I think you got 80s, right? Yeah.
You will now.
Yeah. So Casey's going into engineering, and I know she's going to be really successful in engineering in the future. And I was an engineer, so hopefully someday you'll hire me and I can get a job. So Case, come on up. Thank you. Liv Cross, one of our 3 captains, 4-year varsity player, captain of the state championship team. It wasn't the easiest season either for Liv at the beginning. She had to overcome a lot to help us win a state championship. She started the season with some back issues. I think in our first scrimmage it really flared up on that Sunday afternoon. It's really hard to play basketball when you have a bad back. And then she suffered from migraines for a good stretch of the middle of the season. Even with her migraines, we couldn't keep her from coming to practice, coming into the locker room before the game. She wanted so desperately to be part of the team. We actually had to send her home and throw her out. And we did. It wasn't easy to throw a player out, but we said, Liv, you got to go home and get better, because the migraines aren't going to get any better when you're hanging out in the gym. But once she got over the migraines, got them under control, we could actually see what she did on the court for us. Her Groton-Dunstable game, she almost single-handedly carried us on both ends of the court. Her game at Tewksbury, against Tewksbury-Tasongas, was one of the best defensive efforts I've seen a player have. I think she had 7 blocks. She just anchored the defense. She was one of the girls that covered their best player, and I think, what, she had 0 points? 0. Yeah, 0. Yeah. So she was a major reason why we won in the Songas to get to the Garden, because of her defensive play that game. She's going to do great in college, a kid we're really going to miss. I think basketball really helped you get you ready for the next journey in your life. I think you became the person you are because of basketball and being part of this group. So you leave here as a captain of a state championship team. That's pretty cool. Liv, come on up. Well, no. Jess Galvin, one of our other captains of a state championship team. Man, Jess has been around this program forever.
She was at our banquet.
Yeah, she actually came to the Banquet 2008 as a fan. Now, some of you are sitting there probably right now saying, I want to get home, these seats are up. She came on her own. You came too, right? And Casey was there too, you three? I want them all. So I think that shows you what these guys think of the program. I'm personally going to miss her so much next year. I really enjoyed coaching and poking fun at her. And I'm very glad, and I think you are too, that you decided not to go to Central.
Oh, you have no idea.
Her comments in the paper about playing for your community was so right on. I hope people can read that and understand it really is special when you're playing in front of your family and friends and people that have supported you since 2nd, 3rd, 4th grade. Thank you for spreading that word. Some people don't get that concept, but I think you guys appreciate it and now know what it really means to have everybody in the Boston Garden cheering you guys on. Such a nice kid and a fun kid to coach. I did not go easy on her. Her freshman year, we had some ups and downs. But she's one of the best shooters around. But watching her develop into a top-notch defender was so satisfying as a coach and the coaching staff. If there was a shooter, Jess would cover that shooter and stick with her like glue. It was so satisfying. And to watch her rebounds, she came up with some huge rebounds for, how tall are you, 5'3"? 5'3". But your rebounding and defense, you came in as a shooter, you left as a complete basketball player. You still UMass, or did you change your mind again? Is that official, Mom and Dad? Well, you'll do great next year at UMass, and like I said, a state championship and a captain of a state championship team, pretty cool way to end your career. Come on up. Our third captain, Maddie Doyle. Maddie, stand up for a second. You should have worn those. Really tall. You would have played center. So what can you say about Maddie's career? She did everything on the basketball court, and she left everything on the basketball court. Heart of a lion. She was the heart and soul of our team on the court with her effort. We can go on, tough as nails, played her hardest and gave everything every single time she went out for us. You don't replace a Maddie when it comes to that type of inspiration. When things went a little off script for us at the Garden, we joked about this, and we kind of were reliving a nightmare, or at least I was. When Pembroke took that lead, but it was only 10 seconds, but it felt like an eternity. It was during the foul shot when I'm looking out at Maddie saying, and Maddie said, we got this. Thank you, because I'm really... Maddie always got the top scorer on the other team. You saw what she did in Worcester to that poor girl. Could almost consider it a form of child abuse when you put Maddie on a player. Chris, you brought her up well. Maddie just set the tone for this team. She cut the head off the other player, the ball handler for the other team, every big game, and that pretty much sealed their fate. I'm going to miss seeing her walk into the gym next year. Coach doesn't get many players like Maddie, like a once-in-a-lifetime type player with that attitude, and you girls are going to have some making up to do for that, and I think you guys can. It may take 3 or 4 of you, but Maddie. page 17, but it's 28-inch font. So, I repeat this message every year. Players improve from March to November. Teams improve from November to March. I've repeated this for 13 banquets. Since I just used the word repeat, let me give you the definition of repeat. To do something again or more than once. I like that word, repeat. I hope you guys like that word, repeat. How does it sound to you guys? Repeat.
Hey, I have one time at 9.
Hi.
Hi, Maddie.
Hi, I'm Maddie. I'm a little nervous right now. Okay. There's a poem that my dad showed me when I was probably in 2nd grade, and it was titled, "Don't You Quit." And let me tell you, I kept that poem with me through it all. I think I even recited it. We had like a poetry contest at school in like 3rd grade, and I got up there with my friend and we recited it, and it was awesome. So you see, when I was younger, I was just like super intense no matter when it came to any sort of competition. Like I grew up in this neighborhood and all the kids were right around my age and we would play couch the flag and tag, and I was always winning because I just refused to lose. And that was just me, and that's how everyone knew me. From a young age, I competed in soccer, softball, gymnastics, basketball, sometimes all at once, and it was just crazy. By the time I got to high school sports, I was like, wow, this is nice. I truly thought that if I didn't quit, I would succeed. And that is how I continued to play sports and also how I try and live my life every day. Thankfully, I got to be part of a team whose mantra was to not quit. There were so many games this season where we never gave up and were victorious because of it. Specifically, the Amesbury, Tewksbury, and most importantly, the Pembroke game. Winning that game got us one step further than the past season. There was one line in particular from the poem that motivated me and seemed like it was motivation for everyone else. Success is failure turned inside out. Obviously, we didn't have the ending we dreamed about last year, but every day at practice, we worked our butts off to outdo the previous loss. We achieved our goals and we won a state championship. And that's just... It hasn't really hit me yet that it's all over. I'm really hoping it doesn't hit me while I'm standing up here. I can't imagine not working all summer and fall to be ready for November. I can't imagine not going to friendlies on the first Friday night practice of the year. Sorry. And I really can't imagine not being part of such an amazing team ever again. Because nothing's ever going to compare to you girls. The memories I made since I joined the Sachem family in probably 5th grade are unforgettable. What it taught me was sports aren't everything in life, but they teach you morals that allow you to make life everything you could ever want it to be. Like myself, all my teammates joined the basketball community at a young age, because this is a family and you get brought up from elementary school all the way to high school, and it carries you all the way through. They watched from a young age a state championship team, and they knew that someday they were going to be a part of one, or at least give it their all to get there. Clearly it worked for us. It is so impressive to be part of a group of girls who set a goal and work as hard as we did to achieve it. I want you all to know how special you are. I hope you use the hard work, dedication, and love you have learned from this program and sport to make the most of your lives. Because we all have it in us to accomplish anything we set our minds to. Along with my teammates, we had the best coaches. Sorry. Tori, I'm so glad you're back for another year. It's so awesome to have had you in 2 sports. That's more than I can say for any of that. 2 sports. Sorry. You're always there, and you always make it so easy to relate to. Steph, what can I say? You survived the Doyle sisters. No, but in all honesty, Steph, you were always there when I needed you to, and I'm so thankful for the relationship we created. Coach Beaton, there are no words to describe how thankful I am for your love and support. Following my freshman season, when I was in for my end of the season meeting, which you all just had, Coach Beaton told me that he wasn't 100% sure I was ready for varsity basketball the first night I came in for tryouts, but I proved him wrong pretty quickly. And then after last season's loss, you put your arm around me as we were walking out of Wilburn High, and you said, "Thank God you have 1 more year." And I cried the whole bus ride home. But then when I got back, I thought, you know what, I have another season and I'm going to make the most of it. Coach Mack and Mrs. Mack, I want to thank you for the countless hours you put into every team that I've been a part of in the last 4 years. We are so blessed to have so many talented girls come through the program with great attitudes, but you always find a way to bring out the best in us to make the best team possible. Thank you for demanding the best from us on and off the court every day. I'm so honored to have been a part of your teams for the last 4 years. Next, I would like to thank my favorite fans, the Roaches and the Sirs. I'll never forget when I was in 8th grade. Bella was a freshman, and she got brought up to play on the varsity team for the Christmas tournament up in York, Maine. And me and my dad went up there to go watch, and I remember we were going to get snacks, and we'd always seen you guys, like, every game we went to, and my dad was like, "Okay, what are their names? Like, we have to go up and talk to them, like they're always there." And we went up, and from that point on, we sat together at the Christmas tournament, and it's just been a great 5 years. And you're the most amazing people I've ever met, and you continue to show me true love and loyalty. And you know I can never play a game without my hugs from you guys. So thank you. I'd next like to thank my fellow captains, Jess and Liv. Without them, this season wouldn't have been possible. I just want to thank you guys for giving your very best every single day you walked into the gym, and the 3 of us, we made it. We got here, and we got this team here. And I would also like to thank the other seniors, Emily and Casey. You guys were leaders no matter the title that you didn't have. Emily, it's so amazing to see how you came back from your knee injury. You really inspired so many people, and all the little girls who came and watched you, they saw your knee brace. And they didn't see you at the beginning of the season, but they did see you at the end. And Casey, just like everyone was saying, you were always there. The maturity level you showed out on the basketball court was unlike anything else. And you've also been with me for a really long time, and I just want to thank you for everything you've done for me. Next, I would like to thank my sisters. Neither of them could make it tonight, but Bella and V, who are partly responsible for me being so competitive, because everywhere we went was a competition when we were younger. Bella is really to thank for getting me into basketball. You guys, Angelina, you guys were all playing Blizzard, and I was still doing gymnastics, and Bella was on the team with you guys. I was like, wow, that looks like so much more fun. So I ended up breaking my wrist, and then I went to gymnastics, and I was like, this just isn't it anymore. So as soon as the cast came off, I went to basketball tryouts, and kind of just spiraled out of control from there. Okay, Dad, this one's for you.
Bring it.
I've only heard that once or twice. I love you to the moon and back, and I'm so thankful that I'm your daughter. It's so crazy that this basketball journey is over. Without you, none of this would be possible. You continue to support me through everything and anything that I do. And thank you for teaching me to never quit. I also want to thank Molly and Charlie and Mr. Doran and Mr. Kowalski and Dr. Bart and all the Pentucket administration people. And I would also like to thank Mrs. Daniels for being an awesome bus driver. And like Coach Mack said, Carl, round of applause. And I'd really just like to finish by saying, I'm so proud to have been part of this special, special group. I hope you guys get it again next year. And I know you guys are going to do great things no matter where life takes you. I love you all. So thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna try not to cry. I think I got this. Yeah, you got it. Let me know when to start. We're good. Okay, so I sat down the other night to write this, and I did not know where to start because you guys all mean so much to me, and I don't think there's any words that I could use to describe that. Wow, I'm looking at you all cry, and it's not helping me. But you guys really mean so much to me, and I'm gonna miss you all so much next year. But first, when I did actually figure out what I wanted to say, I started by saying that I'm so proud of you guys for winning state championship and making the season as long as it possibly could be. It takes so much to win a state championship, and it's so much more than just talent. A team has to have heart and drive, which you guys have more than any other team I've been on. You guys work so hard for everything, and nothing's handed to you guys, really. I mean that. It takes really a family to win a championship, and that's what you guys are to me. You guys are all, you're not just like teammates, you're like all my sisters, and I'm gonna miss you guys so much next year. Okay. Every time you guys step on the court, it's nothing, it's like selfish. You guys do everything for the girls standing next to you. Just like, I don't know, I just can't say that for like all the teams I've been on. It just goes to say, oh my God. I'm just gonna look at my paper for a little bit. Hold on, I got this. Okay. We all put a score for the girls standing next to us, and it's really rare. And like I said, I can't say the same thing for the girls. For the other teams I've been on. And it means so much to know that even though this basketball season's over, I'm still gonna have you guys by my side for the rest of my life. I can really count on you guys for anything. Excuse me. Okay. Also, one thing I'm really, really grateful for is how caring you guys all are. I'm pretty sure Coach Mack mentioned this earlier, but one thing I was struggling a lot earlier this season with was really bad headaches, and I could always rely on you guys. Like when I was going in the gym, even though I wasn't playing, you guys would always remind me of like how much I meant to you, and like that everything would be okay, and that like I get it figured out. And oh my God, just means so much to have you guys there and your support. And I would never like leave the gym without a hug from you guys or a reminder that like it would all be okay and that you'd all be there for me. You guys have all taught me so much. I'm gonna miss you. Okay. Also, I want to say thank you to Coach Mack for everything. You've taught me so much over the past 4 years. Sorry, I'm a little far away. And so much more than just a basketball player. You've taught me countless life lessons, and you've truly made me a better, stronger, and more confident person. I'm really going to miss you next year, but I will be coming back, so don't worry. And Coach Beaton, you've always been my go-to whenever I've been upset or like I wasn't really sure what to do. You're always the first person I'd go and talk to because you always have the perfect thing to say. This year was a lot, and there was a lot of bumps in the road for me, and I'm just really grateful that I had you to talk to. Tori, I'm going to miss your stories next year about your students. Those are always very entertaining. Yeah, those are great. And Steph, your quotes, I love of those before the games, and you always have the perfect things to say in the locker room too to get us ready, and even after the games, it was always perfect. So thank you for everything. Okay, this is gonna hit hard. My parents, thank you guys so much for everything. I love you guys a lot. Mom, you cannot start crying because then I'm really gonna lose it. So, Dad, you gotta keep her in check over there. Mom, even though I've had my disagreements with you, you have been by far the most supportive person in my life. There was one game specifically this year I remember I was really upset, and you were the first person I wanted to go see after the game. And I found you right away, and I'm pretty sure I cried in your arms for a little bit, but you knew after I got myself together, you knew the perfect thing to say. So thank you for that. I don't know where I would be without you, so thank you, Mom, I love you. Just so everyone knows, my mom has brought me to so many basketball games, obviously, but like doctor's appointments too this season, and she's worked so hard behind the scenes. She's done everything for me, really, and her support and love means the absolute world to me, so thank you, Mom. And Dad. My mom's a support, and not that my dad doesn't support me, but he's a jokester. I'm sure a lot of the parents in the crowd have heard my dad saying, "Go Groot," or "Come on Groot, we love you." So yeah, he calls me Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm pretty sure, because obviously he's really tall. So yeah, that's my nickname at home. So I'm really gonna miss hearing you say that, even though I'm sure I'll still get texts or something at college from you. But I love you, Dad. You've taught me so much. I mean, you've been a coach, you were an athlete, and you've passed that down to me, and you've taught me so many just lessons as a person too that I'm so grateful for. So thank you. I love you. And then thank you to everyone else too, the Roaches and the Sirs. I'm gonna miss you guys so much next year, but I will be coming back. Don't worry. I'll keep you updated in college. I'm excited. Mr. Thornton, I'm gonna miss you a lot. I'm glad there's not gonna be any more car rides or speeches to make in front of everyone. Oh yeah, it's the last one. There is? Okay, anyways. Just so everyone knows, we had like a breakfast thing. That's what I'm referring to. I had to make a speech in front of a bunch of people. But yeah, thank you for everything. You do a lot behind the scenes, and it's really grateful for that. We all are. Anyways, before I end, I just want to say thank you guys all so much, especially for winning a state championship, because now I have a really good reason next year to come back to see the banner behind in the gym. So don't worry, I'll be back. I love you all so much, and thank you for everything.
All right, so I think everyone knows that I have a very bad track record with not crying. So we'll see how this goes. Okay. So my name's Jess, if you don't know me, but I hope everyone does. And I had the privilege of being captain for this year's girls basketball team. My journey starts all the way back to 3rd grade rec with Casey. I was new to the sport and did not take it that serious since, even though it hurts to say, I loved soccer back then. No offense, Mr. Curry. Sorry. But in just a year, I began to fall in love with the sport. I started doing basketball all year round with AAU and private lessons, and also started going to watch every single Pentucket girls varsity basketball game that year with my dad, who now, his phone is ringing. Back then, I remember watching the games and thinking to myself, how in the world am I ever going to play here and for Coach Matt? To me, the players were superstars, and I never thought I was going to be able to play at their level and under that amount of pressure. Never in a million years did my 3rd grade self think that in just 10 years I would win a state championship for that same program and team I idolized so much. Over the past 4 years, there have been many ups and downs, wins and losses, and many, many tears. Coming in as a freshman was probably one of the most intimidating things that I've ever experienced, and I think Coach Mack would agree with me that he yelled at me about my defense maybe 10 to 15 times every practice. It took me a while to adjust, but now I think if someone asked me years from now where the wing gap position is,
I think I could answer immediately. Freshman and sophomore year did not go exactly how we wanted them to, with getting first and second rounded in the playoffs. But then junior year came, and I could tell we were a lot closer and stronger than we had been in the past. After getting snowed out and not playing at the Garden, to then losing our chance at playing for a state championship last year, I knew this year would be different. Walking into the season, we had one goal, and that was to get back what we had lost last year. Having the privilege of playing on a team filled with motivated, dedicated, and unbelievably driven teammates made this season by far the best I've ever played. In all my years of playing sports, not only did we prove all the newspapers and outsiders wrong who said we wouldn't be as good as last year, but we even went as far as to get back to the Garden and win a state championship, an absolute dream come true. Basketball has always just been a sport I play. Crap. It was something I was known for, and it was something that I did every year for 10 years. Oh, crap. But Friday night before the state championship game last week, oh my God. I had my dad come after practice and shoot with me. He had done this many times throughout the playoffs, but this time, after I shot my last shot, I suddenly broke down crying in front of him. It was at this very moment, shooting with my dad for the last time. Oh my God. Shooting with my dad for the last time before a game in the Pentucket gym, that I realized how much the game of basketball actually meant to me. Basketball has taught me endless amounts of life lessons and values. It has taught me to never give up, never let someone underestimate you, and most importantly, never let you or others believe your goals and dreams are impossible. When thinking about it, basketball has honestly spoiled me. It has shaped me to be the person I am today, and has given me endless amounts of unforgettable memories, and best of all, friends that I will never stop being grateful for. So for my first thank you, I think I should start with basketball in general. It has made me who I am today. It has given me lifelong friendships, and it got me to spend thousands of hours with my best friend, my dad. I would next like to thank all the parents who helped out this year, whether at the snack shack taking pictures or simply there to support, and everyone that helped make this banquet possible. And also Mrs. Yacobachi when she set up all the food for us on the day of the Garden. And also everyone that filmed our games, Charlie, Elizabeth, and all the bus drivers, Mrs. Daniels. Next I'd like to thank our super fans, the Sirs and Roaches. Seeing you in the crowd front row every single game would automatically give me a sense of comfort. Your love and support through all these 4 years has been the backbone for this team. I never had to look into the stands to see if you were there because I just knew it would be a waste of time since you obviously would be there front row, whistling, yelling, and cheering. Unfortunately, my grandparents can't be at my games, so having all of you there and getting to see you before and after every game always gave me reassurance of having family members besides my parents cheering me on. So thank you for always being there for me and the girls through everything. Thank you to Mr. Thornton, Mr. Kowalski, and Mr. Pucci, who both of them couldn't be here tonight. For everything, whether it was tweeting or playing the national anthem, which I still don't know if Mr. Pucci is capable of figuring it out on his own. Even after 15-something home games, he still cannot figure it out. Yeah, we have Ariel now, so we're good. And thank you to all our scouts, Mr. Trissy, Ivars, and of course Carl. We can't forget about you. Because who else would drive across the state to make sure that we are prepared for every single game, and we could not have done this without you. Next, next I would like to thank the coaches, Tori, Corey, thank you for being there at almost every practice and helping us achieve all of our goals. Steph, thank you for all of your quotes before every game, making sure we never doubted ourselves when others did, and for, of course, making sure you ate pizza before every game. It was a lot. It was very impressive. Even like the morning games, you would still make sure you had pizza, even if it was 10 o'clock. She would make sure she had pizza. And Molly, thank you for doing the book for our games and eating pizza with Steph. And Coach Beaton, thank you for being the rock of our team. You always knew exactly what to say and never failed to bring us together as one. Whenever I was upset during a game, I would go right to the end of the bench and sit next to you because I knew you could always cheer me up and get me back into the game mentally. And of course, Coach Mack, you are and will always be, in my opinion, the best coach to ever exist. The amount of time and effort you put into this team and program is honestly insane. I'm not calling you insane. Through bad times and good times, you always do what's best for us. And you are one of the most caring and determined people I have ever had the privilege of knowing. To my teammates, thank you for giving me the best season of my life my senior year. I know me and the fellow seniors had a lot of goals coming into this year, but you didn't doubt us for a second and never stopped working until we accomplished those goals. I am so unbelievably proud of all of you, and I know that you will do amazing things next year as well. Thank you to my fellow captains for making my last season so special, and also for demanding excellence in the rest of the team so that we could make our dreams come true. Lastly, I want to thank my parents. Oh God. First, my mom, who wasn't as involved with basketball stuff as my dad, but was always there to support and cheer me up. And she also had one of the hardest jobs in the entire world all these years, which was trying to keep Tim over there calm and quiet every game. I think she did She sometimes achieved that, sometimes didn't, but she tried her best, which I thank you for that. And finally, I want to thank my dad. Dad, I don't think there are enough words to express how grateful I am for you. You are my rock, my #1 supporter, and my best friend. For 10 years, you've probably spent thousands of dollars driven hundreds of miles and wasted hours upon hours of your time just so that your daughter can play the sport she loves and have as many great opportunities as she can. And if anyone asked, you would probably say you don't regret any of it.
Not 1 second.
I would not be the player or person I am today without you, and I cannot thank you enough for everything you have done for me. Even though sometimes I may not show it, and I may be a pain, I am so grateful for both of you and love you more than you'll ever know. Thank you for the absolute best season of my career, and even though this is one of the hardest goodbyes I will ever have to make, you all have made it a little less difficult by making sure we won a state championship. Thank you for the past 4 years, and thank you, Pentucket basketball, for making my high school experience unforgettable. Thank you.